If you were in a room with everyone you ever met, who would be the one you'd look for? So when I was super young, me and my sister would play in the backyard. There was also another street that was beside us, and another family's backyard came up to our fence. There was this girl that would always come up to the fence and QLL three of us would play together. One day she and her family vanished, and I never saw her again. Just to be clear, this is not a romantic thing. We were just really good friends. But I haven't seen her in so long I forgot everything about her. Name, voice, age, even her face. I literally made a comment super similar to this one. It'd be so cool to learn about this life of a childhood friend you don't clearly remember. All we associated with is a happy time. There was also this old fella who picked me up when I fell on my skis in Colorado about 7 years ago. He was a kind sir, one who I bet would have very interesting stories to tell. My prom date. I thought we were going as friends. I was too young and stupid to realize how much she liked me and put herself out there just to have me not notice. Owe her an apology for that. I was that girl once. Finally a mutual friend sat us both down and asked us why weren't dating because we were both clearly into each other. We'd been on a few dates as friends. We looked at each other and shrugged and said I guess we are together now. Several years later, she told everyone at our wedding that we wouldn't be there if it wasn't for her. We both joke about how many signals we were both putting out and missing entirely. This comment. I wish I had a wholesome award to give. My childhood best friend. We were best friends from 4 to 17. He battled with leukemia from 13 to 17. The last year of his life he was constantly in and out of the hospital and was immunocompromised. I got to see him, but we had to keep our distance. We were planning on going to the same college for engineering. I know all he would want to know is if I did it and kept moving. I plan on naming my firstborn after him. 12 years later, and I still think about him most days, and he is my driving force to stay positive and keep on pushing. If it's not too impolite to ask, did you get your engineering degree from the university? Even the people who are dead now? My grandpa. If not, my so. Same with my grandpa. He died on Sunday and I'd give anything to give him a hug now. I'm really sorry for your loss. I hope that times get better for you. My husband. Even though it's likely he's already beside me, then I'd finally get to introduce him to my grandfather. I think I would do the same. My husband and I met when we were still teens just before my grandfather passed. They have similar interests, and I can't help but feel like they could have been such good friends. I've always wished I could have introduced them to each other. The friends I've lost to AIDS. Any one of them, I still miss them all. I'm so sorry for your loss. Rashim. I loved him for more than half my life. I just wish we'd made up before he passed. Virtual hug. My mum. She died on the 2nd of this month. I'd give anything just to get a hug from her. I miss my mom too. It will be 4 years this spring. Just to hear her laugh, gasp when she hears a swear word, or to ask me to fix her computer. I'm sending you a hug. I'm also a mom and tonight I will add you to thoughts as I bless my children before I fall asleep. I'm not a religious person, but every night I ask that my children are happy, healthy, strong and safe. Tonight Vault Boy Noah mom somewhere is wishing you the very best, just as your mom always did. 18 years for me. Still miss her. For me it would be the guy who mooned me in downtown Denver one day. As I'm pulling up, a homeless looking man in baggy jeans and a crooked smile points at me and grins. Before anything in my mind can register he turns away from me, drops his jeans and moons me. Underneath, another pair of jeans, completely obfuscating his lunar entities. He lets out a laugh bathed in hysteria and casually walks away from me, walking towards the financial district, knowing his mark saw nothing but cotton eye got use. I want to meet him too. My ex. I want to sincerely apologize, because I never really did. I should have. I was young and stupid. She was right. And I was a p-ated bitch. I like this answer. My ex was a genuinely good person. And I didn't work out. I also never got to apologize either. And we just had a slow, painful, and confusing falling out. I don't see why most people who have been with good people treat them like the devil. Especially if they've only been together for like a month or something. Respect. Whoever organized this event of thousands of people, most of which I don't remember. Good idea. Someone's answering some questions. My dad. I miss him. Lost mine when I was 7. I wish I could see him again. My grandfather. He died when I was around 5. And I loved him as much as my parents. Although I don't remember much of him, I would really want to sit down and talk to him, get to know him. I miss him. Or happy cake day. I do not know if this would be the one person I would look for, but it would be someone to think about. There was this old-ish homeless-ish man that would tap dance on a corner every day on my walk to school. He got some money from tourists. For a while he had written in glitter, background for movies available for hire, or something like that. I changed schools and haven't seen him forever. I wonder where he is now. There are also those friends where you went to summer camp for a week and became the best friends and never saw them again. I would like to see how they are doing. Lastly, I was ice skating in a resurfaced lake this summer. I met a few kids there and I was pretty good friends with them. It was time to go and I told them to meet me back there the next day. They said sure. It was bad weather the next day, so I didn't go. I wonder where they are now. That girl who asked for my number, but never called me. It seemed like fate. I had been mourning the loss of a loved one for years at this point, and my feelings basically stopped existing. But then I heard a song in a TV show that made me bawl my eyes out. I decided to embrace the sad feeling, downloaded the song, and went for a walk listening to it on repeat. On my way back home I was waiting for a light to change green, when a jogger pulled up next to me. The light turned green, and she continued jogging. But when she got across the street, she stopped and waited for me. She motioned for me to take my headphones off, then asked me if I was listening to Annabelle. I said yes, and told her about how I had been emotionally dead for years until I heard that song. She told me she had the same experience, and first heard the song in the same show that I did. We chatted for about 15 minutes, until we were going separate ways, but not before she asked me for my number. But no happy ending here. It's been at least 7 years and I've since changed my number. I'm sorry it didn't end in a happy way, but that's still such a cool and special moment to have experienced. My girlfriend so we can leave and go home because we're both introverts. Seconded. First, my deceased sons. Then, this guy I had a date with in high school. He asked me out again the next night, and I turned him down. I feel bad B/C I never told him why. It was B/C he was so incredibly sexy that I didn't trust myself. I was only 15 and wanted to stay pure. Unfortunately, 15-year-olds aren't necessarily good with words. I wasn't having conversations with girls I liked at 15 lol. I just froze. I guess I sorta did too. But it's been 48 years, and I still worry about how much I must have hurt his feelings. I was just really shy. Feels good to get it off my chest though. My ex. I'd like to never speak to her again. So if I knew where she was in the room, I could avoid her. I've been out of mental health counseling for months now, and I have no intention on going back. Interesting answer. Happy cake day. Thank you. The boy who had cerebral palsy and slowly got more paralyzed as he grew older and eventually died at 13 years old. I used to bully him in middle school for the way he walks. He died almost 6 years ago now, and ever since then I wish I could have told him that I was sorry for being such a complete asshole to him all those years ago. It's good you realize now how it was wrong for you to do it then. Taking accountability for this definitely means something. I really hated how I was in middle school. I was such a peeping asshole, and I had no friends. There was not a single person who liked me, because all I would do is make people feel bad about themselves. I wasn't even one of the popular kids who bully the unpopular kids type of person. I literally bullied everyone, just because I felt some kind of sick pleasure watching people cry. I really hate myself for doing that, and I still feel major regret. I moved near the end of 8th grade and I realized what a huge dumbass I was, and with the chance I was given to people I didn't know, I tried really hard to turn myself around, and it somewhat worked. But to this day I still feel the guilt of how I was back in middle school, that truly when I was at rock bottom. If it's any consolation, if middle school was truly your rock bottom, then your life probably is gonna be pretty chill.